What's going on, guys? It's your boy here, What If, and today we're gonna be doing a what if called What If Deku. Now, I don't think y'all ready for this. Y'all obviously saw it in the title, but I still don't think y'all ready for this. What if Deku? Y'all not ready? What if Deku was Tanjiro Kamado? Part 1. We start off with Izuku Midoriya jumping around the house as he says, yay, it's my birthday, Mom. I can't wait to get my quirk. He says, calm down, little Izuku. I already sent a call to the quirk doc. He's ready to take you in today. As they get into the car, and Deku just can't contain his excitement. He jumps around, screams, yells, and cries tears of joy, knowing that today he's gonna have the best quirk, making him the #1 hero. As we get to the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor starts running tests, as he's astonished. He goes to Midoriya and says, Midoriya, I think your kid has a perfect combination quirk of your telekinesis and his father's fire breathing. And as she's like, what? And he also has different abilities. He can control 2 elements of his choice. He already has one picked out for him already because of his quirk father, the fire. And he just gets to pick. And as Izuku sits there and think, what can my other one be? He says, yeah, water. Cause water and fire. The best combination ever. As Midoriya is really astonished. He's like, are you sure, doctor? He has a perfect combination quirk? What, Mom? What is a perfect combination quirk? You can become a very powerful hero. One of the strongest at that. As they go home, and Izuku just has a fascination about watching people having sword fights in this one anime called Demon Slayer. He's like, that guy's really cool. Mom, I think I know what my quirk can be named. Water breathing and fire breathing. Cause my dad could breathe fire, and I got a water abilities too. So, as they go back to the quirk doctor the next day and say, I think his power should be called fire breathing / water breathing. His idea, like, smart. If your father had a fire breathing quirk and you are water breathing, quote unquote, yes. And as the doctor starts to give the rest of the notes that he has for Deku's quirk, such as he can control water now and fire at will, he can control the intensity of the fire, he can control other people's fire, and he can control his own fire. Tinko's just astonished by all the abilities of Deku's quirk. He says, thank you for what you've done, quirk doctor. And he says, don't thank me. You have nothing to thank me for. And that's when they go to school on Monday, and he shows everybody's quirk. He got water in one hand and fire in the other. As everybody's astonished, like, Deku, or not Deku, but Izuku, look at your quirk. It's so awesome. As Bakiko Kanzuki, just in the back of the room, getting more and more angered with the Deku. He says, hey, Deku, I thought you were supposed to be quirkless. When did you get this quirk? He's like, I just liked you. I told you I was quirkless because we didn't know all the specifics about my quirk now. But now, we know everything about it. As he says, so you get to control both of those He says, yeah, and I control other people's too. So that means I can basically control your explosions. Because they're like emitting fire. And he said, prove it. As Deku started making explosions in his hands. As the explosions get hotter and hotter. Hotter and hotter. And they start getting bigger and bigger. And as he's like, Deku, stop! As it's hurting his hands. Because, you know, his little backdrop was quirk. So he says, Deku, stop! Stop! As Deku's like, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. He said, you shitty Deku. Well, he doesn't actually say shitty, he's 4. But, you know what I'm saying. He just does Bakugo things. He says, Bakugo, I'm sorry. Stay away from me, you freak. As Deku's like, please, no, I didn't mean it. Bakugo! And Bakugo says, stay away from me, don't ever come close. As that day, Deku would go home crying like, Bakugo doesn't want to be my friend anymore. And his uncle's like, it's gonna be okay, he'll want to come back sooner or later. He says, like, you think so, Mom? As Deku gets a smile on his face, he's like, yeah, Bakugo still wants to be my friend after all. But months would go by, even years. Yes. Deku by this point would have been so fascinated with swords that he would have signed up for sword classes in his when he was only 6. And as they only give him wooden blades, but he uses it like he's a master. As he works day in and day out until his body can't keep up. And as his teacher says, how can you stay up for so long? Deku said, I have a breathing technique. Breathing technique. I don't know how to explain it, but just know it makes me, and I never run out of breath. No matter how tired I am, my body just won't let me stop. Well, I don't let myself stop. My body wants me to, though. My body still hurts. It's just that I just don't get tired, I guess you could say. He said, this is crazy. And they start giving him regular blades. These are actually, like, flabbergasted on how fast Deku is learning. He's a prodigy at this. And by the time Deku was 10, Bakugo wasn't the same Bakugo, we should say. Bakugo would always train, because he knew that Deku could always lessen the power of explosions. So he made his explosions to the point where he thought Deku could not lessen them anymore. Hold up, my throat. Let me take a sip break. As he says, fight me, Deku! As Deku says, Bakugo, I don't want to fight you. And he said, fight me or I'll kill you! Bakugo rushes in, throwing an overhead explosion. As Deku just dodges and slaps Bakugo like, Bakugo, stop being silly. What are we fighting for? He said, I know you didn't just slap me. Shitty Deku. As he goes in for another punch, and Deku's like, stop it. As Bakugo looks at him like, why don't you want to fight me? Like, I have no reason to fight you. I want to be your friend. He's like, my friend? Why do you want to be my friend? He says, you're so cool, Bakugo. Cooler than I could ever be. So please. As Bakugo thinks for a minute, he says, I'm sorry. As he walks away. Yeah, you're not waiting till the manga to do this. Going to be giving him a sorry right now. You know what I'm saying? And so, Deku would have learned all the moves. His breathing would be near infinite. He would be like 75% of the strength of Tanjiro kamado. Not in the manga, but in the anime right now. you know, Mugen Train, all that. Yeah, if you've seen Mugen Train. If you haven't seen Mugen Train, go fucking watch it right now. Stop watching the video and buy Crunchyroll Premium and watch it. You are the worst. Alright, let me. But yeah, sorry for that little rant. But yeah, just go watch it. If you don't watch it, then you are the disgrace to the human race. But yeah, so let me get off my little tangent and get back to the actual video. Yes, Bakugo would even, you know, to the point he would ask Deku to train him. And yeah, we're gonna even the playing field out here. As we skip 5 years as they're doing the same old usual. Bakugo is now sort of like a Deku. He's like 50% of the Deku in the normal timeline. And he's just like you know, he still got his little times when he's young and stuff. So, you know, he has the greatest hero mentality, but you know, it's just a few things off, you know. But you never know. It might be fixed later on. But this is only part 1, so we can't get that far. Sorry, I keep on going on tangents. Let me get back to the what if. Bakugo would be strong to the point where he's like, I would say 70% the power of Tanjiro Kamado. And Deku's still the same strength. Well, not the same. He's like 77. He wasn't really focused on him. He wasn't really focused on himself. He was only focused on him. So you know, I'm not trying to make him like overpowered. You know, I say my hero is like a little bit stronger than Demon Slayer people. But like in the manga right now, you know, I ain't gonna spoil nothing. But not right now. But in the manga, you know, people are strong. People are hella strong. That's when they just started getting buffed as hell. But yeah, oh yeah, I just thought about this. Bakugo would kind of be like a Inosuke. He wouldn't be a girl. You know, he'd be buff like Inosuke. You know, he'd sound like Inosuke. You know, just be a Inosuke 2.0. Yeah, so we got a Inosuke and a Tanjiro. Now we only need a Zenitsu. Should I do that? Should I do a Zenitsu? Like a little coward? Ooh, I already know. I didn't know, guys. You're like, this one, I didn't know this was going to be a part of it, but okay, we can deal with it. I'm still going on tangents, you know. I'm still going on tangents. Let me stop. Making the video way longer than it needs to be. But yeah, it's just like, so we get to the point where the sludge villain incident happens. As Deku says, I gotta get home fast, Bakugo. You can hang out with your little friends, but I gotta go. Sorry. And Bakugo's like, it's alright. I'll see you where you at, Deku. And Deku says, see you too. See you later, Bakugo. As the sludge villain would come out of this room, he's like, wow, you look kinda cool. You got that little scar on your head? Yeah. Give me your body, kid. As Dick was like, no. And as he goes, makes, he puts, you know, like, Escanor when he does the Divine Slice, you know. So he does like the little thing with his hand and he burns, yeah, you know what I'm talking about if you watch him does it. But yeah, he brings his hand down and says, Hinokami! Slice! As he slices the sludge villain, the sludge villain like, wow, and your quirk's awesome. Now you really need to give me your body. As a Deku face turns in complete terror, he's like, that was my strongest attack. And so he goes in and like, come here, kid! And as all of a sudden, all might come out the sewers. He's like, don't worry, kid. I am here. All Might! Sorry for that impression. But yeah, as he goes, Texas Smash! As Deku just gets blown back and grabs on the pool in time, barely holding on. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. As Deku's like, oh, All Might, please sign my notebook. He's like, sure, kid. As you know, we still gotta make my boy Deku grab onto his leg. You know, he's only right. What? But yeah, Deku grabs his leg. Like, kid, can I be a hero? What a quirk! As cool as mine. It's really flashy and it's actually very strong too. So tell me, All Might, can I be a hero as great as you? What's your quirk? I can control fire and water to my will. He's like, wow, you can do anything with it? As Deku says, yeah. As soon as All Might finishes, he gets cut off in a big puff of smoke would come up. He's like, as Deku's like, what? You're not the real All Might. You're an imposter. Get away from me. And he's like, I assure you, I am the real All Might. As he lifts up his shirt and says, this is an injury from a few years ago. A few years ago? Was it the chainsaw? Dude? He's like, wow, you know your stuff, kid. He said, no, he was strong, but not as strong enough to take me down. He's like, this is not known to occur, but it is one of the strongest villains ever. As Dick was like, really? He must be pretty strong, huh? Yes. Yes, you can become a hero. Now. I should go now. Because Deku would say, alright, let me walk with you. As they would walk. And they hear a big explosion. As Deku, as soon as he hears it, takes off at the speed of Tanjiro. You know, Tanjiro is just omega fast, you know. Yeah, at the speed of Tanjiro, he takes off, goes to the explosion. He's like, that's just like Bakugo explosions. He's like, Bakugo! He's like, Deku! As Deku's tears start forming in his eyes, he's like, you stupid bitch! You hurt my friends! No, I will kill you! As Deku makes a blade out of fire and one out of water. As he says, you're a stupid bitch! As he makes his way towards the sludge room. The sludge room like, stay away from me, kid, or I'll kill him now! As he just goes through and cuts both of the sludge villain eyes as fast as light. He's like, ah, my eyes! And as he took Bakugo out the sludge villain as he went through, he says, Bakugo, would you like to take the honors? He's like, you betcha, but I'm gonna need a little buff to deal with this dude. As the explosion starts forming, and the explosion gets so violent, they take down the bridge they're under. As he's like, die, you stupid villain! As he atomizes the villain. The villain's like, I don't want to live no more. As he's like, better not. And then Bakugo just going loose. Is like, you dare attack me? Ah! He's like, kid, stop! He's like, oh, sorry. And as the heroes say, now, let's get back to it. as he says, shoot, my bad, I'm brain farting. As the villain says, that was very reckless. But thank you for dealing with the villain. But you're not supposed to use your quirk in public. So, but we're gonna let you off the hook since you saved the kid. As Deku says, okay. He's like, so Bakugo, how'd it feel? He's like, what? He's like, the same almost happened to me too. I just want to know. He says, stop fucking playing with me. Deku's like, no, I'm being for real. I actually want to know. Just to know how bad it could have been for me if All Might didn't have shown up. He says, All Might? You met All Might? He's like, yeah, he's over there. As he points over him, is All Might husband going like, this stupid fucking kid. As he buffs up and comes around the corner, he says, I am here. A little late, it seems. Seems the heroes have dealt with the problem. They say, no, actually this kid did. And he's like, wow, what's your quirk? Is he just playing a facade like he don't know him? He's like, oh my, you just met me. He's like, come with me, kid. And he's like, Bakugo, come. He's like, alright. And go to follow All Might. All Might says, that was very reckless. I wouldn't went in there and did it if you would have never done anything. He said, I doubt that, All Might, but yeah, continue. And he's like, I want to train you. He's like, oh man, I don't think you're the training type. I think you should just stick with the being heroes. Oh, that's kind of harsh, seeming as I'm going to be a teacher at UA. A teacher at UA, they say simultaneously. He's like, yeah, I'm planning on being a teacher at UA. But since you said I don't seem like type, I'm just gonna not be a teacher. He's like, no, be a teacher. We just didn't know you were planning on being a teacher. He said, so can I train you? He's like, sure. As we skip 10 months to the instruments museum, that's when we're gonna leave this part off. Part 1. To what if Deku was like Tanjiro, kamado. I really hope you loved this video, and I really love making it. And with that being said, she know what if her out.